Want to learn more about your true nature? Check out the many interviews and short videos produced by our friends at ispirit.us. Like their page at facebook.com/ispirit.dotus and browse through their many posts and be inspired by the wonderful and positive messages about life that they share with their community. If you would like to study the works of Spiritism and delve deeper into this philosophy that will be guaranteed to enrich your life by teaching you about the greater life, check out ediseiofamerica.com. At ediseiofamerica.com you can find all of the seminal works of Spiritism written and compiled by Allan Kardec, translated from its original French to English, as well as other Spiritist works that serve to add to the immaterial treasure that is the Spiritist philosophy and doctrine. As one of our subscribers and followers, be sure to use promo code ispirit_love to get 10% off from your next purchase and continue to support this beautiful work of dissemination. ispirit_love to get 10% off from your next purchase. Thank you.
Item 50 reads, in the section entitled The Providential Aim of Spirit Manifestations found in Chapter 2 of the book, What is Spiritism? It says, the providential aim of spirit manifestations is to convince disbelievers that all does not end for human beings when their life on earth ends. And of course not. It would make no sense for us to simply disappear and become nothing. What is the point of all our efforts in this life to become better? What is the purpose of learning new things each and every day? What and why and how should we combat the difficulties of life? How should we overcome the obstacles that present themselves in life if we are to become nothing after this existence? As a matter of fact, nothing is a word that should be removed from our vocabulary, from the lexicon of all languages, because nothing does not exist. I know it's a double negative, but it really does not exist. Everything is something, and everything has a reason for being. Can you imagine? Why do we have an urge to learn and an urge to become better? What causes us and compels us to have a better behavior, to want to be more in accordance with those who are virtuous? Why do we look up to them as examples for our own selves, as figures of how we wish we could behave and we ought to behave like? Because we do not end with this life. We continue forward on our incessant march of evolution. It is the only thing that makes sense and logical sense for us with the Spiritist philosophy, that life does continue after this life. There is no question about it whatsoever. There have been plenty of evidence that has been provided to us via the studies of those professionals who talk about reincarnation, the books that are out there that have done very serious and detailed studies of children who remember their past lives, such as Jim Tucker, Dr. Banerjee, among many others who talk about the subject openly and who are professionals in their own field of study. Good spirits come to instruct us for our improvement and progress, but not to reveal to us what we must not yet, or what we must not yet know, or what we must learn solely by our own efforts. Of course not. What teacher is going to teach us everything? Imagine if a math professor or a math teacher comes to the student and says, solve this problem. And the student starts to try and solve it, but he stumbles. Then the teacher intervenes and helps him all the way through the process until he gets the answer. Has that student learned anything? He has learned that he can depend on someone to do whatever is necessary, that he does not have to, through his own efforts, develop his own faculties to learn exactly what he needs to learn to achieve the result that he achieved via the help of this instructor. So no, we cannot depend on them for anything. We have to depend on our own merit, on our own duty to do what is necessary to learn things that we need to learn as the veil of the greater life becomes less and less thick for us, and we are able to see things clearly as time progresses. We look at the history of recent humanity, of modern humanity, the things that we've come to learn. Up until the 1950s, scientists didn't believe that there was a membrane in the cell, that the cell was just a gelatinous organism that somehow held itself together. They did not believe that there was a membrane or a type of skin covering it until the existence or the invention of the microscope, if I'm not mistaken, the electron microscope, that allowed them to view this new type of information via study and enable them to understand that yes, there is indeed a membrane to the cell. So it is with this progress and through our consistent and continuous study that new things are revealed to us, be it through someone, a spirit who incarnates into the earth as a messenger of the Christ or of the Father himself, or the Father itself, the Supreme Intelligence itself, to come and propel humanity forward with a push, be it a push in a virtuous manner or an intellectual manner, through love or through the intelligence, whichever faculty it may be. Somebody like Gandhi, who helped humanity through his example of morality, of being virtuous, or someone like a scientist like Einstein, who helped progress humanity in the scientific road, let's put it this way. So continuing forward, let's see where we left off. If it were enough to simply ask spirits in order to get the solution to every scientific problem or to make discoveries or profitable inventions, any ignoramus could become a genius at no cost, and any lazy person could get rich without having to work for it, which is not what God has willed. Spirits help persons of genius through inspiration, but in order to leave the merit to them, they did not exempt them from having to do work or research. There is a very crude expression that says, "He who has a horse will never walk on his 2 feet." So we have to depend on our 2 feet and not on someone else to do whatever it is we need to do. We have to walk our own paths with our own 2 feet so that we can gain the merit through our efforts of whatever results we have achieved. That is the right way to do things. That is how God has willed it. It isn't up to us to question the way things are done, but it is indeed how things work. If it was that easy, then everybody could win the lottery, and no one would have to work to earn a living to make their lot a little bit better. But no, people work to become better, whether it is through material means or through immaterial means, to achieve a better life in a spiritual sense or in a material sense. People still always continuously work towards that. There is this inherent need to have something better, to improve upon your current level of existence, to improve upon your lot. This is just something that we all know through our own experiences in life.